No, that's radio. Anyway, so you brought a story from Pasadena, Altadena area, which is where you live,
Yes.
about the chair of this oversight committee there. And I was reading the article you sent, and it's confusing. So explain what happened.
Well, first of all, there was an article published in the Pasadena Black Pages last week that framed up the chair of the Police Oversight Commission, Esprit Jones, as choosing her own personal trauma over the community's goals. Few things that are problematic about the article. One less so. I don't have an issue with anyone having an opinion, right? We do things forward facing. You're subject to criticism and scrutiny. I do have a problem with yellow journalism. I do have a problem with AI generated journalism. I have a problem with an article being written with fabricated sources and quotes from people because it's AI generated, and it frames up a black woman in a very cozy kind of context with police, and we know how problematic that can be when you are both an activist and in community. So it was just negligent. It was reckless, and I took issue with three men framing this sister up in this way. It's just not necessary.
Well, and not surprising. I mean, when we look at how these oversight committee members are attacked in every city,
Hmm.
clearly law enforcement does not want to have that kind of transparency or accountability.
But when it comes from when a members of our community attack members of our community
Yeah.
for their own personal and petty their language I'd like to use but can't, but for their own petty reasons, um, we're supposed to protect our sisters.
And that, yes, you are. Good job. And that ties into the Anthony McClain case because this woman, um, Anthony McClain, who was shot.
5 years ago, 5 years ago, 2020, August 15th, was shot fleeing, running from Pasadena police, and was shot twice in the back. Mr. McClain bled out on the parkway, the sidewalk, right in front of this single mom's home apartment. And so I tend to think that when I think of trauma, right, and who was I responded. I came over later, right. She had the yellow tape and blood in her yard, and so it's as much her trauma as it is the community's trauma. But somewhere in that article, they're talking about AB 392, which should allow officers to be prosecuted, right? Well, the article never mentions that the city council, nor the city oversight commission, or the city attorney have any jurisdiction over filing felony charges against a police officer. So it's bad writing, it's yellow journalism, and it's an attempt to frame up a black woman who is serving our community, who is learning the ways of the Brown Act and governmental. Uh, she did say some things that I didn't really like, but we shouldn't do that to our sisters.
Okay, sounds like a larger story there. Let's go to Chanel calling us from LA.